Hello and welcome back to All About Community. Again, my name is RLHarris. I am your host, and when we went to break, I was speaking with Khariyyah Shabazz. She is an animated speaker, an exciting speaker. But let's talk for a moment about some of the things that you speak on.
Yes.
When you are called to speak for Khariyyah
Speaks.
Khariyyah Speaks. Education.
Yes.
What do you say on the subject of education?
Well, with education, that's something that really believes that it takes more than just that school to educate a child. In order to develop the whole child, we need the community resources that comes in to really find that child's islet of competency, to really come in to support those students, to see that student flourish. So with education, we have to make sure that we keep our minds open, that the traditional classroom setting isn't always the best way to lead students to their future and to success. It's always important that we tap into those other talents that they have to truly communicate and truly instill real passions and real love for education.
I believe it was Malcolm X who once said, "Education is our passport to the future.
Yes.
For tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today."
Yes.
How do you interpret that?
That's so relevant. I use that quote so many times. So when you think about a passport is something that gives you access to all different countries, to all across the world. Having that education, having that mindset really opens up your mind and allows your thinking to go further, allows you to dream more. Being exposed to a variety of things ultimately place the success in you being the person that you turn out to be. So the more exposure, the better.
And you also speak on gun violence. What do you say when you speak on gun violence? How does that fit into this mix?
Yes, definitely. So throughout life, a lot of us, especially myself, my family, we've all been affected by gun violence. I've had a few cousins that affected me personally, right there, right in our backyards, that this happens. It's extremely important that we talk about the root of the gun violence issues, right? So we all understand that this is a genocide that's happening amongst our people, but we also have to understand the root. What is the reason why those individuals want to pick up those guns? And what are we doing to ensure that they have the resources, that they don't have to turn to gangs for compassion, for a sense of belonging? We have to ensure that those resources are here for our youth, to ensure that they're making better decisions.
So that really moves into your other subject that you speak on, steering youth to positive path. What do you mean by that?
Well, I like to think of myself of working in the preventative side, right? So we want to ensure that we are being examples and that we are exposing youth to different sides, different paths, to ensure that they have options, that they are actually going for their creative side, that they're actually going for what they're talented in and what they're passionate about. So ensuring that we are exposing youth to different activities, to traveling, to different individuals.
Now, how do you do that? I mean, exposing them is more difficult than just speaking about it.
Right. So some of the programs that I run now within our workforce development, we actually provide jobs for youth. So providing them in different leadership opportunities, providing them with different leadership opportunities so that they can see their real potential, providing them with jobs that has to do with mentoring other youth. Having them be in that voice to advocate themselves, taking them places like the state capitol to ensure that they are fighting for funding for the programs that they love and that they learn from.
So part of that endeavor, I would assume, is the mentor-mentee type programs. Is that right?
Definitely, definitely, and that's something that I proudly have built within the organization that I work within, and hiring those middle and high school students, getting hands on those students at this really trivial age is really the key to their success in ultimately choosing a path in college and career.
So you think that if we had more of that kind of engagement, we would have less violence in our community, less crime in our communities?
Definitely. I felt like that type of engagement to ensure to giving the power back to the people, showing examples of this is other ways that you may live your life, that is very important. Now we all say, now I am a firm believer that it starts at home. It starts with those parents, your mother, your father, those are your first teachers. So it starts at home. We really have to ensure that, like when we say we're supporting the whole child, that those resources are then given to those families to ensure that those parents have the energy, have the time, have the resources to put back into that child to ensure that they choose the right path.
Yeah, and I remember the old biblical saying that train up the child in the way that he or she should go, and when he or she is old, they will not depart from thee.
Definitely. Something my dad always say, if you throw enough mud on the wall, some of it gonna slide, but some of it gonna stick. So.
That's a good one. Yeah. And in this particular case, we know with you personally, it has stuck.
Yeah.
Because again, your ability to articulate is most impressive. Don't touch that remote. Matter of fact, just put it down. We will be right back with All About Community. Again, my name is Robert L. Harris. I am your host, and my guest is Khariyyah Shabazz.